Ladies, how are you today? So great to see you. How are things going?
Great.
Doing great.
We woke up
Me
and now
too.
we got up.
Me too, Marla. Me too. When I open my eyes in the morning, I know it's going to be a good day, right? Congratulations on this. I absolutely loved it. Kimmy, let's start with you. Where did this idea come from?
Well, there is a real Mildred, and she's 94 and she lives in Houston, Texas. That's my grandma that my little girls call Gigi. And this is kind of a love letter to her and those traditions that she still carries. And then also just an acknowledgement of how tech is often very distracting from real connection and interactions. And yeah.
Yeah, and there you go. And Marla, congratulations to you. I thought you were an amazing Mildred. Kudos, excellent job. How did you relate to her? Because I know you do have an Instagram account and you have over 300,000 followers. Do you do this yourself or do you have some help?
My grandson does all my Instagram.
Okay.
In other words, all I know is Instagram, the word.
Well, at least we can all communicate with you via your grandson. But tell me a little bit about relating to Mildred. Do you even care about this stuff and what people think about, social media? Because it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing.
I think you always have the same connection. You want to communicate, and we used to communicate all the time. Now people don't communicate.
Right.
Text, they do everything else, but they don't communicate with each. When you're texting, you can't get an answer right away. So you're really not having a real conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no one's speaking with each other anymore, especially the younger generation, right?
Right. And they don't want to talk.
No.
Great grand, all she wants is a charger. So she can go on with what she's doing. She wants all that talking about.
Exactly. Kimmy, did you write this with Marla in mind? Like, did you think, wow, she would be the perfect Mildred? Was it hard to get her on board?
I didn't think she would be the perfect Mildred until after I'd written it. I'll be honest. I didn't have a particular actress in mind when I wrote it. I just used my real grandmother as inspiration and then took her to the next level. My grandmother would never mess with TikTok. So there was some creative license taken there. But it was when it came time to talk about casting that I honestly I wanted it to be true to the age I'd written it for. I didn't want to terrible age makeup or anything inauthentic. Not that, I mean,
Marla looks amazing. Are you
easily, I don't know, 30. Yeah. But I just looked up actresses in that age range and started from there. And she's someone I grew up watching on TV. And I was like, oh my God, I saw this article that she was just out there just as strong as ever and wanting to work and working and, on Grey's Anatomy and Not Dead Yet. Is that what that one's called?
Not Dead Yet.
Yeah. And then I was like, wow, do you think she might do it? And so our casting director's like, we can send her the script and see. And
there you go.
We met not long after that. A couple weeks later, we met and talked for a couple hours and just really got along well. And
yeah. And Marla, for you, you're in almost every frame of the film. What was the most fun for you about playing Mildred? What did you enjoy the most?
I don't know. A lot of it was fun mixing with the different characters. The male girl.
Yes.
She was fun to work with.
Yeah.
And the physical therapist. He was fun to work with. And the children.
Yeah.
They were moving too fast. I couldn't get a line out before they snatched a cookie and it was gone.
Did you bake the cookies yourself?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did with my mother was in town helping with childcare.
Yeah.
'Cause my 3 and 5-year-old are actually the ones in the grocery cart in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So my mom was watching them, and we made the chicken salad for the chicken salad croissants, which Marla loves.
Yeah.
And we
Everything looked delicious. Were those snickerdoodles? They look really good.
Mhm. Snickerdoodles. There was a Jello salad from the
Yes.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all authentic homemade stuff that we,
Good,
we
good
did.
stuff.
I had some cousins come in town too from Texas who share my grandmother Mildred with me, and they
Yeah.
helped me to make the stuff too. And yeah.
Amazing. Marla, you're pretty good on the scooter. I think we could, get you together with June Squibb, and we need a buddy movie. What do you think?
Say that again.
Actress June Squibb, who is around the same age as you, just made a movie called Thelma, where she scoots around on a scooter for the whole movie. I think we need a buddy movie, you and June. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Okay. I think we're going to get that going. I'm going to help you produce that, and Kimmy, you'll direct. What do you think?
Oh, I'm
Hey,
there.
you pull it off. It's great.
I
sense.
actually I haven't gotten to see a film in the last couple months because it's just been a
Yeah, you've
breakneck.
been busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're moving out. I mean, literally, we wrote it in March. She came on in May. We shot it in July. We just got it edited
Amazing.
a week ago. So,
Yeah.
but Thelma is on my list. I've heard amazing things, and I was like, oh, it's a trend, I guess, having a
Yes. Yeah.
octogenarian protagonist.
Why not? I hope I'm like that in my 90s. I can tell you that for sure. My mother's very close, and knock wood, we could put her in the movie too. She's doing really well as well. Marla, I have to say, I've been such a big fan of yours, forever and ever. A few years ago, I got to meet the great Norman Lear, and I went up to him and told him how he changed my life. I watch TV all the time, ever since I was a little girl till now. I'm addicted. And this movie shows that, it's never too late to do anything in life, especially, whether you're learning social media. And you didn't start your career until your 40s. Tell me a little bit about working with the great Norman Lear and how special he was to you in your life.
Norman had a certain personality, and you knew he knew what he was doing. So when I got on the show, we were having a problem with a script one day. And I was in the hall and I saw Norman. And I said, how come you don't come to our show anymore? He said, you guys don't need me. He said, what, you want me to come? I said, yeah. So he said, cancel what I'm doing. We're going to the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
So when I went back on the set, they said, Norman's coming. Well, who invited him? Marla. But he came in there and he solved the problem. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. But you were working in Detroit. You worked for United Airlines, nowhere near doing acting. What made you decide to become an actor? And now look at your amazing career.
It is close to acting. You're constantly communicating with people. Dealing with different personalities on the switchboard.
Yeah.
And you're making decisions. It's the same thing as acting.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I worked with a firm, Service Bindery.
Yeah.
And when I got out of high school and everything, and they promoted me in the company to the switchboard.
Right.
And they fought, the two owners fought with each other whether I was coming down to the switchboard. And then Mr. Goldman came up to me. He said, do you want to work in the office? I said, yes. He said, get up. Come with me. He took me downstairs and put me on the switchboard. He said, nah, the argument is over. So I have to credit them because now I've got to project.
Yeah.
What you have to do in acting. I had to project when I called them to the office, Mr. Goldman, telephone Mr. Goldman, you know, all the things that you do, you find yourself doing.
Yes.
And
So-
I really have to thank Mr. Goldman for my career.
Right.
Because once I was there, and we were my girlfriend and I were working in the office. No other Black girls were working in the office. They were all in the factory.
Right.
So the two of us were in the office, and everybody was not ready for that. So one of the customers came in, and he wanted to speak to Mr. Goldman. And I got on the phone and I called Mr. Goldman. He was in his office. I said, Mr. Goldman, there's someone in the office to see. He said, well, who is it, Marla? He didn't want to give me his name because he didn't want to talk to me.
Right.
So I said, he doesn't want to give me his name. So Mr. Goldman came out of the office, wouldn't even look at the man who was standing right next to the switchboard. He said, who wants to see me, Marla? Margaret. And I said, sir, what is your name? He wouldn't talk to him till he talked to me.
Amazing. That's a fabulous story. You know, Kimmy, I want to ask you about working with Marla because I want to know what surprised you or impressed you most about working with her. And you can make her blush. It's okay.
Oh man. Well, I knew she was hilarious, so that wasn't really a surprise. I knew she was going to bring the humor and the comedic timing and all that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that she would make the whole crew tear up and during so many takes. Just the emotional depth and just, I mean, all those close-ups where you just see, her internalizing those emotions and really thinking. And I mean, she's just stays listening and in the moment every second. There's not a false moment in there. And I was blown away. And that's what made us try to get on this really accelerated pace with post, because I was like, we got to get this out there for award season and for all the festivals and the, and Q1 and all of that. So I would say, the emotional depth, and then also the level of professionalism. I guess I wasn't surprised as much as I was just like, damn. she showed up to the table read off book, including that 2-page monologue.
Wow.
Had also written some of her own lines to add to the monologue that I think ended up being better than some of the ones I had that we cut, which she wants me to put back in. But anyway, so she showed up and was just, from the beginning, the most professional person on set by far. And just, we all just learned a lot from her. And, it was so hot. I mean, we're shooting end of July in the Valley for the most part. And we're just exhausted in these long days. It's a little indie film. Yeah. And then Marla's just like, where am I going next? And we're like, okay, I can't complain. Like, come on. And yeah, she's just an inspiration, and everyone was just enamored with her every day.
Marla, where does your energy come from?
Within.
So quick. It's amazing. I swear. I want to see more adventures of Mildred. So I want to see like a feature. We got a couple of movies here to make. We've got the one with June, and now we've got a full-length feature featuring Mildred. I would love to see that. That would be amazing.
She needs to do a Skechers campaign too with
100%.
Mick Jagger, we think. So our first AD, Mary Gentry, does a lot of Skechers stuff, and I think it would be pretty awesome to have them strutting around in Skechers.
The possibilities are endless for you, Marla. Thank you so much for your time, ladies, today. I love this short. I would love to see more. What a thrill, Marla, to speak with you. Like I said, I've been watching you for so many years, since I was a little girl. So this is a big thrill for me. Keep up the great work.
And because you watched me, I am. So thank you.
Well, listen, I'm just a little blip, but you're welcome. It was my pleasure. Every time I saw you on the screen, no matter what, I always had a big smile on my face. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Have a
Bonnie.
great day.
You
Okay,
too.
bye everybody.
Thanks
Okay,
a lot.
bye-bye.